Is XRP going to $8.22 by the end of this year? Well, someone on social media thinks so, and I'm going to tell you why. Plus, as we look at the Japanese market, the Nikkei Stock Index, well, taking a beating today, what can we expect for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto markets coming into tomorrow? And we're going to be talking about some bullish news and some bearish news and what to look for, some support, some resistance, what the crypto markets, XRP and Bitcoin are all up against. So if you're looking to add to your crypto portfolio, or you're simply looking to make a scalp trade and add to your gains, you're going to want to pay attention to some of these numbers. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And right now on this channel, we are covering cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all those topics interest you, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, join the Late Night Grind community. If you do a couple things, I'd really appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up button and watch this video all the way to the end. Really are the best things you can do to support a YouTube channel. So if you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, let's jump into it. That's right, in the beginning of this video, I mentioned $8.22 as a potential landing spot because some guy with a pen on social media said it was going to hit. So I'm going to talk about some of the factors that could get it there and when. But before that, I wanted to introduce you to a meme coin, and that is today's sponsor of the video. I want to thank Pepe Meme for sponsoring this video and introduce you to Pepe Meme coin. I would like to now introduce you to Pepe Meme, which is a brand new meme coin currently in pre-market. And when this was brought to my attention, I thought it looked really interesting. Obviously, they are piggybacking off of the Pepe Meme, which of course has been big in mainstream culture, social media culture, and of course now it's delving into Web3 and the meme coin market. And what this Pepe Meme is doing, launching Web3 games, are currently in pre-market. Like I said, they've raised almost $3.6 million already, and we're still in pre-market. So this is a good meme coin to look at for early opportunities. In my opinion, something like this, obviously, if virality would take hold, and of course, depending on what Bitcoin and the rest of the markets do, this is one that it could have like 1,000x potential. Obviously, it has a lot of sway. They are growing in popularity on social media all over the place. They're actually doing a launch pad where you can buy during pre-market, which is right now. You can check out their roadmap, and of course, you're going to be checking out some of their Web3 games that are going to be released on Google Play and the Apple App Store, which is coming soon. You can also join on Telegram, and from what I've heard from some of the insiders, they're going to be doing an airdrop, which could be in the neighborhood of $20 million. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. The other thing they have is they have a 10,000 Ordinals NFT club where you can collect, trade. This will be launching soon on Solana, which is of course exploding in the meme coin and NFT market. And so if you are interested in joining this pre-market opportunity, you're going to want to click Connect Wallet. And once you do that, you can actually go in and purchase as much of the Pepe Meme that you want. They have a ton of buyers right now. Like I said, they're growing big on social media. So for instance, you want to buy $500 worth, there you go, of USDT. That would be in my Phantom wallet. It will show you approximately how much you're going to be receiving of the Pepe Meme coins. And there's a leaderboard which shows all of the whales and how much they hold. You can see the live transactions, what people are purchasing. Like I said, this is going pretty big on social media. Last time I checked, here we go. They're gaining popularity on X specifically. I've seen some big people follow them. DZ's one of the big ones in the Web3 market. Peter McCormick, he's big in the finance space, follows them. Who else we got? I saw James Seyfert, Ashley, big in the NFT world. So they're definitely getting a lot of traction. This is, in my opinion, one thing to keep your eye on. Like I said, if you're interested in buying, they do have a how to buy, which you can, of course, go on and watch their video on how to connect a wallet, how to buy with Solana, Ethereum, USDT, however you want to do that. And you can watch the live transactions. This is one to keep an eye on. So if that interests you, go take a look at their social media. All the links are in the description below. You can go to their website. You can purchase, you can join their socials, and keep track of everything they are doing. So as I just mentioned, the Nikkei Stock Market Index, the Japanese Stock Market Index, is down over 4% today. And typically that signals that there is going to be a greater sell-off in the US market, specifically in the risk on assets. We're looking at the S&P, specifically the NASDAQ, and cryptocurrencies. Now, in my opinion, 4% isn't monumental crash compared to some of the other ones. Like last year, there was a 12.6% crash in one day. Obviously, that one hurt the crypto market the most. Now, what we're looking at for Bitcoin and for the altcoins is a bit of a tipping point, because right now there seems to be so many bearish indicators, yet at the same time having so many bullish indicators. It's one of the most confusing parts of this crypto market. Now, if you want to look at things like the recent sell-off, there specifically in risk-on assets, the price of Bitcoin has dropped 25% from its high. Altcoin season, everybody's kind of waiting around to see if this altcoin season is actually going to happen, because if you're looking at the charts, it's going to happen any day. If you're looking at the global M2 money supply, well, it could be happening within the month of April. So if you're looking to add to your altcoin portfolio, now might be the time to do it. But wait, there's more. As it stands right now, the altcoin market, specifically XRP, has been in a big sell-off. Some of them have been holding their own a little bit better than others. XRP currently at about $2.09 as I'm recording this. It's bouncing off of its bottom resistance. It's bouncing off of a bottom support level that it's had for several months. Now, if you look at the bigger chart, it looks like a head and shoulders pattern, which looks like it wants to just crash and dump back down to what could be about $1.50 to $1.60 is the next big support and liquidity level. Now, something like a 4% drop in the Japanese Nikkei could trigger even more of a sell-off in the crypto space. However, here's where I'm not going to go all in on the doom and gloom. We've had such a long sell-off and not many corrections to the upside, barely a relief rally. And the news that just came in yesterday is that for the first time in 5 weeks, altcoins have actually had positive inflows. In fact, they've added about $226 million to the cryptocurrency market. To me, this signals a spot in the market in which you could look to accumulate some more of your altcoins. It's a little bit less risky than, say, when something is at the top and it's flashing bear signals all over the place, because even though, yes, the market is a little bit unstable, there's definitely signs that going in, especially on altcoins right now, is not a bad time. It's called buy the dip. That is, if you have any money left. And so how do we get to $8.22 for XRP? Well, there's a lot of things that I need to discuss, starting with this. We also have the backdrop of Michael Saylor buying another $1.9 billion worth of Bitcoin over the OTC market earlier this morning that just hit the headlines. Are we going to see a big push? In my opinion, no. Not a big push. However, you could be seeing a part where so many people have been selling off, the sellers are starting to get exhausted, and the sellers that are happening now are simply being absorbed by the new buyers, the buyers that are seeing this support level, the buyers that are essentially diving into the liquidity levels right now, thinking that Bitcoin and the rest of the market is going to be going up for a while now. Now, I mentioned $8.22 for XRP, and honestly, when I saw this, I didn't give it much attention. I see 100 predictions for XRP literally every single day across social media in every single price point. I saw a video of a guy with a pen, and he was tapping very hard on some price points. He wasn't narrating. I don't even know if he can speak English, but it was passed around on social media. He was pointing to the price of XRP being approximately $2.60, and then crashing to approximately $2.30. And I didn't pay much attention to it, except for the fact that it actually followed his chart to a T. Now, not exactly. It's at $2.09 now, so it went a bit lower than his prediction. But what's his next prediction? Well, if things get turned around in the Bitcoin market and altcoin season does start to kick in as Bitcoin dominance starts to fall off and we see altcoins rise, a straight shot to a new all-time high for XRP could be in the cards, for sure. Now, is it going to hit $8? Because that's what this predicts in the coming months. To me, that's a little bit of a long shot, specifically this year, because with all the trade wars going on, with all the new tariffs going on, with the United States putting tariffs on other countries putting tariffs on the United States, and of course all the uncertainty around that, typically risk-on assets don't exactly fly unless there's a big reason to. Well, recently, Ripple has been absolved of everything against to which the SEC had brought against them earlier. Now, in my opinion, this wasn't necessarily the biggest factor in XRP pricing. It certainly helps, being that Ripple is one of the biggest fintech companies using XRP with a use case for its utility. But not only that, XRP, in my opinion, kind of got its clarity last year when it won, in the past year or so, when it won its status as a non-security digital asset. And of course, the new SEC by the Trump administration is extremely pro-cryptocurrency, basically SEC finally dropping everything that they've been going after. If that doesn't say bullish, then I don't know what is. Unfortunately, crypto is just running into a little bit of a buzzsaw this year in terms of liquidity and people being uncertain when this next liquidity injection is actually going to happen. Because the Fed, the United States Fed, has been in quantitative tightening, trying to pull money out of the market or at least plateau it for the past 4 years. The next liquidity injection could be coming at the end of this year. Is that going to happen in time for Bitcoin and altcoins to have a blow off top? Well, at least Bitcoin. we're gonna have to see. I want you to leave the comments in the comment section down below what your plan is, if you think this is dip time to be adding to your altcoin portfolio or even Bitcoin portfolio, and what's going to be happening by the end of this year. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button, and as always, see you guys on the next video.
Institution, Lambo dreams fueled by them crypto stacks. Future in our hands, we ain't looking back. XRP to the moon, watch 'em rise and shine.